Welcome everybody to the Pistrino Show. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the minis. So I've been building the 1/14th scale Mojave Grom. This is a 1/14th scale Team Associated. And I think these are 1/18th, 1/16th. This is the new 2.0 Losi Mini B, and then this is the regular Mini T that I built. So I built all three of these two from the ground up. This one I just made modifications to. The reason I want to talk about these today is, one, I've got to put receivers in them. As you guys know, I switched over to Spektrum. So I got to put Spektrum receivers in them. And I'm going to talk about each vehicle as I do that. So let's get these Losis out of the way, and we'll start with the Team Associated Reflex 14B. So this is a 4-wheel drive buggy. It is by far the best option in many 4-wheel drive buggies. It's not really that many. As you see, it's pan car. Got the NSDRC Servo, NSDRC Servo horn, just a regular link, and then we got Hitec, hubs and knuckles in the front, Hitec steering rack with carbon fiber, Team Associated factory team shocks, front and rear. What else we got here? We've got the 16 BL30, and this is a brushless ESC, non-censored. So that's our power plant in this little guy. And then we upgraded to a Hobby Wing motor as well. Now these aren't the biggest that you could put in here. I'm pretty sure you could do bigger, but this is way faster than stock, and I think that's all it needs, honestly. Sometimes it's great to go full big out of the box, but if you're wanting to actually enjoy something, you're probably going to want to just, get better than stock and be happy with it. This is plastic pan, all plastic. These are all the parts that were out for it when I did it. The Hitec parts. You see the rear hubs. So they might have aluminum arms for these now. I don't know. They're pretty popular. There's a bunch of groups on Facebook, and they're pretty into it. But this one was built when it first came out, and there weren't too many options. So you can see I got the Toyo tires on some drift wheels just for fun. So let's do what we were gonna do. And this right here is the least modified RC I have. Absolutely the least. So this one, we've got 2 channels, so we only need a 215 if we can get to them. There's a 315. I might not have any 2s. I got all kinds of 3s. I know I gotta have a couple 2s. there's the pamphlet for that. Let's see. I guess I should have had this planned out, but I didn't think it'd be that hard to find. I don't think I have any twos. How's that even possible? Alright, well, I've got enough of these threes that I could put one in everything. No big deal. And then I got tons of fives too, but these, none of these will take a five. I guess I should get two more out, shouldn't I? That's a three, that's a three, so there we go. There's our three receivers. They're going in our three mini cars at this moment in time. Let's get out my double-sided tape and scissors. Probably use these instead. Alright, so this is the first one I'm going to use. I don't know if you can see all this or not. I want to make sure you can see it. I mean, you guys have installed receivers, I'm sure, but I just want to... Good Lord. So as you can see, I've actually cut my tape in half. That way it's not too much. I find that if you warm it up with your thumb, it really sticks a lot better. But this stuff always comes off when you need it to. It might be a fight. You might have to get a pry bar, which I think everybody should have. We'll put it in the same place we had the original one. Oh, I got a new toy. You're going to love this. The Much More Racing Super Blower. Now, on the back here, you hold this button down, the blue lights light up, and then this isn't just some cheap blower. This is powerful. So, whenever you get dirt or dust that you just can't get to, just squirt it down with some air. By the way, that's not a cheap toy, so I'm not saying anybody needs to go buy one. They're very expensive. If you've got the money, by all means, it's a great tool. But if you're, I don't know, hobby grade, I don't know if you need it or not. I needed it because, well, I'm an idiot, so. Let's see here. I forgot. These are the pain in the ass receivers. Alright, so I'm going to show you a trick. These receivers have little bits of plastic sticking out to hold them in place, to hold the connections in place. The problem is they make it very, very difficult to install the connectors. So I come in here and I cut some of this plastic out. Both sides, you gotta do both sides. Let's see if that makes it any better. Yep. See, now they go right in. You don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you have your leads in the right place. So there I go, all plugged in. And now I roll it. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to re-stick the on-off button. Just put a little pressure on that. Oh, I put the tape on the wrong side. I know this is boring right here, but it's part of it. I gotta get this stuff done. So when my parts start showing up for the infraction, I can get right on it and start building. I won't have to do any of this little stuff because I'll have it done. Hope you can see it. You should be able to. I like to just stick a big piece on there and then cut it to size. I mean, you waste a little bit of tape, but you lose it anyway. So now, I'm just twisting my wires now to make them look decent. Push it all the way back up against the drive shaft tunnel. There we go. Look how good that is. And then we got to route that somewhere. First, I got to get the on-off button stuck back. I don't know if it'll fit there or not. I might have to change the position, put it on top of the receiver, which I think is a great idea. I gotta get all the excess tape off this. I don't like having pieces of tape or dirt or anything stuck to my cars. It's not supposed to be there. So now if we take the on off button, kind of route the wires through here, and we can just put the on off button right there, I guess. This ain't gonna work. I mean, that'll work, but alright, so we're gonna do that. Push this on here with a little finger heat. Keep switching the button on and off. Everybody should take care of their RCs. I mean, if you've got leftover residue from double-sided tape or something like that, come on now, get that off there. I don't care if it's a cheap car or an expensive car. Show that you care. I mean, that's key to what we do here. You gotta care. I mean, if you're just going to drive it around for a couple days and then throw it in your closet, whatever, it's fine. But if you want to enjoy your experience, then you need to respect your vehicles. Well, right there. Got the receiver mounted, got the wires plugged into the receiver. Everything's ready to go. We could throw a battery pack in this right now and go to town. Alright, so there is the Reflex 14B by Team Associated. Upgrades are Exotech hubs and knuckles, Team Associated factory team shocks, Exotech steering rack, carbon fiber everything. I forgot to talk about that. We got carbon fiber shock towers, carbon fiber main plate, battery strap, and Anchorman. And that's it. So, let's move on to the next one, shall we? It's going to be pretty close to this one. But parts-wise and stuff, it'll be a little more interesting, I think. And also, I have the body set up so it velcros to the chassis. So there's no mounting pins. There's nothing. And somebody's hair is stuck on the bottom. Alright. It's still there. Alright, there we go. That is the Reflex 14B by Team Associates. Let's go to the Team Losi Mini T. Now, I changed some shit and I didn't get the rear body mounts yet. So I still got to get new rear body mounts. But as you can see, it looks killer with the purple and black wheels. I mean, it's a sexy monster. So, what have we done to the Mini T? Alright, so we've got aluminum side rails. We got an NSDRC RS100 micro servo. Hitec Kraken motor. Look it up. I know a lot of you probably haven't heard of the Kraken, but there it is. And then the receiver, or the ESC, I think is called the Kraken too, but there's no name on it. This one's got MIP gears in it. It's got aluminum motor mount, aluminum gear covers, front and rear bumpers. It's got the shocks that came off of the Mini B Pro. So these are Pro shocks. Hot racing front connections. I don't know what they call them, but well, there's like 5 pieces right here. Then we got the hot racing steering linkage, and then all the red stuff is GPM, except for obviously the motor and ESC. But so on this one we got GPM. Oh, see, this one's got the hot racing motor mount. Hot racing motor mount, hot racing front end, hot racing mounts here. So yeah, pretty sweet little buggy. I mean, I bet it, I haven't had it out. I bet it runs freaking awesome. I need to get some of these out. It's just I got so many cars, and you guys know I'm disabled, so it's really hard to get out for me. But I still need to get out. Alright, so let's do some more tape. These receivers, with the radio I got and the other radios, you can hit the button that says, it's got a bind button right here. You hit that button, and you hit this button. Each receiver has a button on it. You hit that button when they're both on, and then they should bind. It's my wife's remote. I put stickers all over it because she hates that. So yesterday I stickered her up. I thought it was hilarious. But then she said she liked it, so then I was kind of upset because the whole purpose was to piss her off. But oh well. Oh, take the red stuff off. This is always a pain for me. My fingers don't work like they used to. That's why you'll see me tear the red with a pair of pliers. So now this one goes right up here. On this little rail right here. I've gone too far back. It's not on the stick. There we go. So now we've got the servo. Well, let's go ahead and plug this in first. First I plug in. Damn, I didn't clean these up either. I'm gonna have to do it on the car. Yep, I'm an idiot. I forgot to do this. Oh. Evidently I gotta find a new way to mount this. That is not gonna work. Or at least not with that tape. That's usually my good tape. And I used the tape because it's stronger than Velcro. And the tape comes right off. You don't have to worry about it. If you just roll it with your thumb, it will come off. Oh, these were such a pain in the ass. Alright. So how do we want to mount this now? I mean, we could even put it up here. But I don't want to mount things on the servo. Well, poo. I want to mount it right here like this, but that's where my battery goes, so I can't do that. We just need to try it. Having tape malfunctions. Oh. So you're doing it that way, you definitely don't get any overlap of the tape. So you don't have a big piece of tape sticking out the side here. It's nice and clean and smooth. Which, that's why, I mean, a lot of people don't like to take their time and do things right. I get it. You just want to go out and bash and have some fun. But after that, you should always bring your RC in, check it out, get some Moo Clean products, and get it all back to brand new. Grease it up so that you have all your parts are good and not rusted the next time you take it out. And you need to clean up and take your time and reinstall things so that everything is as it should be, not just a hurried up mess. I hope that makes sense for people. I'm not trying to say you're not doing it right. Hell, you guys might be doing it better than I am, and that's great. I just want to make sure for the few out there that don't do that, that they actually have an RC they can use later in the future instead of just the one time straight out the box. What is going on? Does this actually have a... It does. Wow. First one I've seen like that for a while. Has a little side piece that would make sure you stuck it in the right way. Well, I like to live dangerously. Then once you take care of that, everything goes in perfectly. Alright, so there we have it. We have our servo and ESC plugged in. It's mounted nice, looks great. No sloppy work here. As far as the antenna goes, it's always good to run it, you know, somewhere it's going to work. But you also want to make sure it's somewhere that it's not going to pop out and get dragged on the ground, and you don't want to tie it off or anything like that. Something like that. You could put a mount, antenna mount on it if you wanted to, but I quit using those in the 80s. So, alright, I hope there's no questions on this one. This one also has the NSDRC servo mount, so it puts it at the right angle. You have to have, they sell this as a kit, and you have to have that kit to properly install it. And it really saves you time from looking for one, because other people make them, but, you know, why not go with the company that made the servo and knows what needs to be done? And get it done the right way. Good Lord. So as you can see, I probably got to cut out, maybe not. I just need some shock mounts here in the rear. This thing will be awesome. Alright, that's the Mini T, everybody. Mini T. And I didn't spend as much time on that one because the Mini B is pretty much the exact same thing, only better. So, straighten up here a little bit, get tape off here. I just switched my light. There we go. So, what's the little vacuum thing for? It's not a vacuum thing, it's a blower, by the way. Put that over here, and then we got all that plastic. I had all that plastic from, I gotta get it off me too. This is just like having an air compressor. Seriously, I know you're gonna think there's no way, but it works really well. But like I said, very expensive, so it's kind of a stupid thing. But alright, last but not least, the purple Mini. Look at those wheels and tires. Those wheels are freaking sick. I had it set on a BMW, except mine were silver, so purple would be really crazy. Oh, so let's get started on the modifications. First, we got the body. Beautiful, beautifully painted. I don't paint these, by the way. There's a guy on eBay that paints and sells the body. And you just go there and you find it and you find which one you want. He does different designs than the purple and bluish things. I just thought it would be cool for the pair to kind of match, even though that's a red build and this is a purple build. You get my point. Alright. So what has been done to this one? Well, what hasn't been done to this one? This one has everything. I mean, everything. I guess we can get started. It's got GPM knuckles. It's got Team Losi hubs, GPM arms, GPM bumper, GPM front shit, GPM links, GPM shocks, GPM tower, more GPM links. Steering on this is wicked. I mean, fast as hell. We got the purple NSDRC RS100. This one also has the Kraken hooked to a, I don't know the name of it, but I think it's like a Kraken as well. I thought. I could be wrong, but I thought that was a Kraken. I gotta figure out where this is gonna go. And it seems like my other I think we can mount on its side just like this. I don't know, we'll see. Let's go on with the modifications. This is a Losi 2 Pro, so it's got this aluminum bottom. You can see how all the aluminum parts attach. You got hinge pins in the front, hinge pins in the rear. We've got GPM motor mount, GPM cover, transmission, the entire transmission. It's got MIP gears in it, and of course GPM shocks, links, bumper. So yeah, tons of good stuff in this one. Then we got this carbon fiber wing that's not the greatest, but it looks alright. If you flip it over one time, this is gone. Got it tuned as a low rider, so it's got a little bit of shock. It's got good extension, but a little bit of shock. And then come on, the wheels. Those are sick. So this is a purple build. Not a whole lot of purple on it. I had more, but then I switched. I also have front wheel axles on both of them that are custom. They allow you to actually run bearings, internal and external. So anyway. All right, next up. Where are we going to put the receiver? So I think that's my only choice for right now. It's actually the other way. It's got to be the other way so I can have my steering. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So I'm applying my tape as I normally do. I'm going to cut off the excess without cutting off my antenna, which I have done in the past because I'm an idiot. Alright, so we got the tape on here. Now before we take that off, I think we want to plug in God damn it. Good thing I didn't tape it yet. Now let's see if we can get these things plugged in. Steering at the top, obviously. this one, yeah, this one has that same side thing on it. Alright, right in there. So I am going to have to come in here and fix the wire situation, because where I'm putting this is putting a strain on that. Alright, so we'll take the tape off. I guess we'll center it. I don't know. Should be fine to center it. Oh, I always like to have my wires straight. And then if when I twirl them after they're all straight. Because you want to make sure you're not putting strain on these wires. So I have to come back in here and do a zip tie on these wires. I always try to do it without zip ties, but this situation needs it because of where we had to place this. Oh, you piece of shit. Got me on the cut line. Alright. Wish me luck. I think I get this on the first try. Centered up. Place it down. Put some pressure on her. And there we go. So now I'll come back in here. I'll probably leave that wire alone. Put it there, but this one's gonna have to be zip tied up. Probably like that. Just enough to keep it out of the way. But there you go. Alright, that's our 3 minis. All 3 now have receivers that are ready to go whenever I feel like it's time to go. Pretty sweet, right? These 3 are some badass little buggies. If you had me choose my favorite, modification wise, this is one badass little buggy. I mean, that's the trick. But having 4-wheel drive and the team associated is probably going to do a little bit better than the 2-wheel drive and these 2 guys. But I could be wrong. These 2 seem to have a better motor setup than the Hobby Wing and that one. So I'm guessing these pretty much fly. But hopefully I'll get to test them out soon. Right now I'm waiting on parts for my wife's Mojave, and mine is done. Let me go ahead and show you that. Let's get these cards out of the way. After every little project I do, I clean my tools if needed, and I put them exactly back where they were. So I know the next time, I know exactly where everything's at, and I can get it to it easy, and it's clean. I don't have to worry about it getting crap all over everything because I already took care of that. And that's part of, preventive maintenance. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about preventative maintenance, but in the automotive industry, preventative maintenance is what keeps the lines running. So as you could bet, since if the line's down for an hour, that's a $5,000 charge. You would be right in saying it's very important. So, preventative maintenance is making sure everything is at top notch when it's put away, when it's being used. So it's just making sure everything's working the way it should. I'll give you one example. Let's say you have an O-ring on a pipe fitting, and you know that fails every 6 months. Give or take a few days, maybe a week. So every 6 months you have to replace this. But you always wait till the machine's down because it failed before you replace it. So you're losing hours of production. Hours. That costs a lot of money. Now in the RC game, it's not going to cost you a ton of money, but it can cause you to not make a race. So what you do is instead of changing it when it fails, you change it before it fails. So you change it at 5 months, 20 days. And you know it's going to fail soon after that, so you fix it before it fails, and then there's no downtime. There might be a couple minutes downtime to put the O-ring on, but it's not hours of downtime because the whole machine went down and possibly something else broke. Like if it was a heating or a cooling line and it failed, and then the machine motors didn't get cooled and then they fried. I mean, that 2-cent part could cost, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, preventative maintenance helps everybody. So you might think this is stupid and that I waste a lot of time cleaning up, but I know that everything is taken care of before a problem occurs. So before my tools break, I make sure they're maintained properly so that they don't, so on and so forth. Same thing with the receiver, your transmitter, and your truck. All right, so enough about preventative maintenance. Go to COWRC.com. they have everything you need to keep your ride clean and safe and not all rusty and shitty looking. Even if you drive in a creek, in a lake, whatever, as long as you take care of your thing properly, it'll never rust. Anyway, so my Mojave is the blue one. So since our last video, you can see my front end's all done. Got the upper and lower arms. I got the steering links. That's what my wife doesn't have yet. We're waiting on her steering links. We got knuckles. Got our drive shafts in. These are GPM drive shafts. My gear mesh is really tight. And I'm probably going to leave it that way. It's not too tight. There's no like friction on it. You just hear it. What else? We've got the rocket fan. It's a 30mm fan. I've got the top off of my X2 because I'm going to be putting a fan right there. So that's the only thing I'm waiting on, and that's just a secondary precaution. Not sure that it's needed, but hell, it might be. We got the Castle 1007 connected to the Castle Micro Mamba X2. H&R shocks. I've got lower A-arms coming for the rear, but I don't know when those will show up. The front is so smooth. Everything works so good. We got the Hot Racing skid and skid with wheelie bar. These wheels and tires actually came off of the Reflex Mini 14. Or the 14B, sorry. Reflex 14B that you saw just a little bit earlier, the yellow one. These are its stock tires and wheels. These nuts, I know they look stupid. These are a set of nuts that I bought for my Red Cat Ascent 10th scale Ascent, not the 18th. These are from Hitec. And I ended up buying another set for that Red Cat that are silver because the wheels are silver. And so I thought I'd just try them on here. They make it easy to get to the nuts. They do look really weird. I don't know if I'll keep them on there, but for now, just for show, they're on there. They're dumb as shit. I know that. Got my COWRC.com sticker. And then even better, I got my Just Bash It RC sticker on the front. JustBashItRC.com, and then go to EVS Hobbies USA, and you can buy all the Just Bash It parts you want. EVSHobbiesUSA.com. Rear, I got hubs, and they're Vitavon hubs, front and rear. I got a Power Hobby steering, but I don't like it, so I think I'm going to get a different one, maybe GPM, try it out. There's a lot of slop in it. I don't understand what all that slop is. See it moving? It just... Servo's not moving at all. Anyhow. And then last but not least, I got my trucker mud flaps on there. How cool is that, right? Rubber mud flaps. I don't have any naked women to put on them, so they're just going to be plain old black. The funny thing is, when I take off, I know they're going to hit the ground every time. But anyway. maybe I can put some titanium spacers on there to get it to rub, shoot sparks. Alright, so that is the Arrma Mojave Grom build. Big motor. That's the biggest motor you can get in there. My wife has the Hobby Wing 60 amp ESC, and then the 2845 or 24, yeah, I think it's 2845 motor. It should be pretty quick too. My gearing's a little bit better, so she didn't want to go as fast right off the bat, so I got her on a 14 pinion. So it's expected to go much slower. Alright, so I went through all my minis with you today. I think the next video I do later in the week, or weekend, since it's coming up, I might do my Red Cat 10th scale, go back through my Creightons, and then maybe do the SCX6 rock bouncer as well. I'd like to go through all of them one more time, but if the parts start coming in for the infraction, that's what we're gonna focus on, because that is what we need to get done. Gotta get that thing out there for a speed run. So, all right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You know, I enjoy going through my custom cars, showing off their modifications. Like I said, some are modifications, some are custom, but either way, it makes them one of a kind, and to me, that makes them special. Because I'm not just putting stickers on a truck, even though I do like my stickers on the race vehicles. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging with me. And I'll see you next time on the Pistrano Show. Have a good weekend, everybody.